So after completing the transformations investigation, let's just go through this summary. So remember that all parabolas are based on the y equals x squared parabola. It's like the most basic form of a parabola, okay? Just like I suppose us as humans, we're all a human, and then we have our own personal touch added. Well, how can we change a parabola? Okay, well, what we can do is add an a value, an h, and a k. Okay, these are the things that we can do to turn a parabola into something that we want it to look like. Okay, so in summary, this a value, what it does is it will do two things. Okay, it can be either a reflection and a dilation, or a dilation. Okay, so if the a value is negative, then we've got a reflection, and then whatever the value of a is, it dilates by that value from the x-axis. All right, our h gives us our horizontal translation, and remember that it's a little counterintuitive here that this h value here will shift at h units to the right. Okay, now this k value here will move it up or down by the value of k. If it's plus 7, it'll go 7 up. If it's negative 7, it'll go 7 down. Okay, and that's all we can do to a parabola, and we can twist a parabola then into anything we want it to do. All right, so there's our summary. Let's go through and see if we can, for the following quadratic functions, state the transformations from the given equation and work out what the point on the graph y equals x squared. Remember that there's this point on the graph of y equals x squared, which is 4 equals negative 2 squared, 4 equals 4. So that's a point on this graph here. What will it become? So there's negative 2, 4. What will it become after the transformation? Right, so this 4 is an a value of 4. What this is a dilation factor 4 from x. All right, so remember that mantra or that thing that I've been saying, which is dilations from the x-axis change the y value. Okay, so what negative 2, 4 will become is negative 2, 8. All right, so remember what it does is that negative 2, that x value there stays in the same place. The y values jump by a factor of 2, negative 2, 8. Okay, so it's going to force the parabola to climb faster. That's the way I think about it. Okay, this one here has an h value of positive 2. Now what that will do is translate 2 units left. Okay, now that again is a little counterintuitive, so just be careful of that. Okay, so 2 units to the left. So the point negative 2, 4 will actually become negative 4, 4. Okay, when I move that point 2 units to the left. All right, down here we've got, so I'm just going to rewrite this as y equals negative a half x squared plus 3. And now we can see that this a value here is negative. So we're going to say that this is a reflection in the x-axis. It's a dilation factor half from x, and it's a translation 3 units up. All right, so remember our original point on y equals x squared is negative 2, 4. What does it become after the reflection? Well, the x value stays the same and the y value gets negated. And what that will do, remember, is if our original point is negative 2, 4 up here, that negation of the y value will flip it and in essence reflect it in the x-axis. Right, it's got a dilation factor a half from x, which changes the y value. So it's negative 2, and we multiply the y value by that half. So that's negative 2, followed by a translation 3 units up, which will go negative 2, and that y value will change from negative 2 and jump to 1. Now again, you can always test this out by jamming the resulting point in here, which is negative 2. Let's put it in, which is 4. 4 gets negated to make negative 4. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1. And if you end up getting that y value, you've got the relationship. Right, this final one here, we've got an a value of negative 2. That means it's a reflection in x-axis. It's a dilation factor 2 from x-axis. Again, very important that we note the axis because we'll be dilating and reflecting from the y-axis in Year 11 methods. This one here will go translated, so translated 4 units right, and this one here, 1 unit down. Okay, so -1 brings it down, but it's this h value here. So if it's take 4, that's going to send it 4 units to the right. And again, try out the table of values to see the ramifications of that if that seems a little bit odd. Okay. All right, so let's track the movement of the point -2, 4. So it gets reflected in the x-axis, which changes or negates the y value. It gets dilated by a factor of 2 from the x-axis, so -2, -8. It gets translated 4 units to the right, so that's 2, -8. So I've just added 4 to the -2. And finally, it goes 1 unit down, so it becomes 2, -9. Again, let's just test that out to see whether we were right. Put 2 in there. 2 take 4 is -2. -2 squared is 4. 4 lots of 2 is 8. 8 gets negated to make -8. -8 take 1 is -9. Winner, winner. All right, so there's your homework over here, set work. Okay, so it's just using these transformation skills to answer the following questions.